All right, we're gonna start today's episode with the MVP candidates. Front runner right now is Joel Embiid, and behind him is Jokic, and the rest are, following. But what do you think, Mike? Your thoughts on that?
I think that Jokic is going to take the award. The reason is, number one, his incredible passing, which separates him from other candidates, and number two, the reputation of the Western Conference. But my personal opinion, I will give it to Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay.
For his two-way dominance. 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and an absolutely incredible all-around defender. 51 wins. Embiid 151, Jokic 148. And so my order, me personally, would be Giannis, Jokic, Embiid. As much as I love Embiid, he had one of the most efficient scoring seasons for a center ever. Number 4, Luka. Number 5, Devin Booker.
Wow. Okay. So I slightly disagree with you on that. Only because I think not with your personal. Well, I disagree with both of them actually, because I wouldn't give it to Jokic or Giannis, but they will both be runner-ups for it. I think personally I'll give it to Joel Embiid. Only because, his game is, I think is elevated each year. Jokic, we know what to expect from him. Embiid has been the star since, he got better. We trusted the process till now. I think last year he had a fair chance of winning it. But Jokic, with all those wins and their place in, the Western Conference, he deserved it. But this year, I think Joel Embiid, if it wasn't for some mistakes, personally, I think Doc Rivers and some sluggish games that James Harden had, they should, been either number 1 or number 2 in the East Conference, personally, But you can't take nothing away from Embiid this year. I think he's been doing everything phenomenal, averaging almost 31 points. It's insane. But again, people like Giannis have finding a way to sneak back up, to second and third position. And the last week in the Eastern Conference was amazing as well, too, because if you remember, beginning of this year, they were struggling in the 5th, 6th position, same with Celtics. And then they came up, really big. So that was amazing about him. But also people got to understand Jamal Murray is still out and Jokic is still, finding a way to push through with his team, Denver Nuggets. So
and Porter Jr. too, right?
Yeah. So with all those guys back, Jokic, you can tell that, again, he is the MVP on his team. Same with Embiid as well. But I think if you take Embiid out of Philly, they don't make the playoffs. They don't even sniff 11th position, I think Denver Nuggets might make the play-in tournament, So I think they have a better team, but Jokic makes them a lot more better. Philly doesn't have that great of a team, but I think Joel Embiid makes them, something to be, scared of personally.
And you know what? You're entirely correct, because there's no right answer here. Mm-hmm. I feel bad even putting Joel third, because you're right. Out of the 3 coaches, he's probably got the worst coach. You had the Ben Simmons situation.
Absolutely.
And you just think about the dominance, the way Joel dominates, getting the other team in foul trouble, being a terror in the paint, working on his passing. I think he hit 37% of his threes as well. So, you know what? I wouldn't be mad if all 3 of them are worthy. This happens, I feel like, and even Booker and Luka, like some years there's just guys who are worthy. It seems like there's 3 above the others right now, but it's Absolutely. A tough year. And that's why, I don't always prescribe to the MVP thing, because Joel had 2 straight MVP type seasons and he may not win it, but in my book, it's like, hey, that's an MVP type season.
Absolutely. I do agree with that.